Good evening, community, wherever you are. You do not have to be in Flagstaff. You can be anywhere in the world, and we are a community. Happy Kwanzaa. This is the first day of Kwanzaa, and typically we do this celebration here in Flagstaff at the Murdoch Community Center, which is our hub for the Lived Black Experience Project. So, this is a lived Black experience broadcast, but tonight or this evening, this is indeed a celebration of African American culture and heritage. And so we're very happy to have you join us. In our African tradition, when we gather together as a community, and keep in mind, we do these broadcasts to inform others, to educate, to enlighten. Um, so this really is a historical celebration, a history lesson this evening, mixed with what I like to call edutainment. And so, in African tradition, when the community comes together, we begin that coming together with the speaking of the drums. And so, we're very happy to have my brother Baba Greg McAllister, Professor McAllister, here to open up our celebration. Brother Greg, very happy to have Greg McAllister, Professor McAllister, here to open up.
I was born in the Congo. I was born in the Congo. I walked in the Fertile Crescent and built the Sphinx. I designed a pyramid so tough that a star that only glows every 100 years falls into the center, giving divine, perfect light. Yes, I am bad. I'm bad. I sat on the throne drinking nectar with the Most High. I got hot and sent an ice age to Europe to cool my thirst. My oldest daughter, Nefertiti, with tears from my birth pains, I created the Nile. I am a beautiful woman. I gazed on the forest and burned out the Sahara Desert. With a pocket of goat's meat, and a change of clothes, I crossed it in 2 hours. I am a gazelle, so swift. So swift you can't catch me. Go on and try. For my birthday, for a birthday present, I gave my son Hannibal an elephant. Let me say that again. For a birthday present, when he was 3, I gave my son Hannibal an elephant. He gave me Rome for Mother's Day. My son Noah built a new ark, and I stood proudly at the helm as we sailed on the soft summer day. I turned myself into myself and was Yahshua, Jesus. Men intoned my loving name, all praises, all praises, all praises. I am the one who would save. I sowed diamonds in my backyard. My bowels deliver uranium. The filings from my fingernails are semi-precious stones. On a trip north, I caught a cold and blew my nose, giving oil to the Arab world. Yet I am hip. Even my errors are correct. I sailed west to reach the east and had to round off the earth as I went. The hair of my head thinned, and gold was laid across the 3 continents. I am so perfect, so divine, so ethereal, so surreal. I cannot be comprehended, except by my permission. I mean, I can fly like a bird in the sky.
Wow, thank you, brother. I'd like to dedicate this Kwanzaa celebration first to our chiefess here in the Flagstaff community, Ms. Deborah Ann Harris. And I'd also like to dedicate this celebration to 2 people. If anyone from Savannah is with us this evening, Dr. Johannes, and to my dear cousin, Ms. Willa Mae Robinson. These were the 2 individuals that introduced me to Kwanzaa back in high school, when I was in high school. So to come to Flagstaff and to be able to continue this celebration, it really means a lot. So this evening, we're very happy to welcome back dear brother, he has become, Zaldi Abdul Malik, and he's going to give us the history of Kwanzaa, and I do not think that it's any coincidence that he just happens to be in Philadelphia where historically they have had some of the largest and most festive Kwanzaa celebrations. So I'm just excited to have Brother Doctor here this evening. So, Brother, thank you, and please give us the beautiful history of Kwanzaa.
Which is Swahili for hello. And again, uhaligani, how are you? And habari sajioni, which means good evening. The history of Kwanzaa, in that it was created by he's called Dr. Maulana Karenga. Back in 1966, he developed and created Kwanzaa through his experiences and research and travels to the motherland, to the various areas of the motherland, various previously colonized peoples. And he came up with 7 principles by which we as Africans born in America, that's my nationality, I'm an African born in America, and I'm saying hello to all of you fellow Africans born in America. Brother Ron Karenga was his name at the time. He held position of leadership of an organization called US, meaning United Slaves. At that time, I was a community operator and organizer with the Panther Party. And there were differences, but then I looked and realized all my travels in the temples of Egypt, it says, know thyself. So starting 1966, I started getting involved with the cultural and heritage of our people rather than what's been taught to me in the school systems. And as a former member of a board of education, I know that they do not express our history. But Brother Karenga used to come to Philadelphia on the 26th of December each year. I'm thankful and have been in his company on many occasions in regards to Kwanzaa. After the quote unquote student revolution diminished and died down a bit, we continued to study. Brother Karenga continued to study, and today he's a professor at the University of California's Long Beach campus. And ironically enough, another freedom fighter, Sister Angela Davis, is a professor at the University of California, Santa Cruz campus, where my grandson is a third-year student. But Minister Karenga, Maulana Karenga, as he's now called, worked hard to give us these principles to help enlighten and strengthen us as a people and strengthen our knowledge and understanding of our heritage and vast history that has existed for thousands of years. They don't put this in the Eurocentric educational books until recently. They're starting to do that. But during the student revolution of the 60s, which I'm glad to have been a part of at Penn State University, we made and instituted many changes. And we thank the great Creator for giving us the opportunity to get out there and work in the struggle. Brother Karenga, hopefully next year, we'll be back in Philadelphia again once we get past this pandemic. But we pray for him to continue expressing and encouraging our folks to gain a better knowledge of themselves. He brought about 7 principles, and those principles were developed to show us who we are, how we are, and what we can be doing and what we have done. Because through our generations, if you check the history, where we are some of the greatest people that have existed on this planet. The first principle which I will speak in depth on a bit, is called Umoja. It's a Swahili word meaning unity. The second principle is called kujichagulia, which means self-determination. Our elected vice president enjoys this particular principle. She's spoken on that. The third principle is ujima. That's translated as collective work and responsibility. The fourth principle is ujama. They basically spell somewhat the same, but there's an extra A on the end, ujima and ujamaa. Ujamaa means collective economics, of putting ourselves together financially. The fourth principle is nia, which means purpose. We all have a purpose on this globe. The Almighty Creator sent us down to this earth with a purpose. We must recognize it. We must utilize it. We must propagandize it and move on to greater things. The sixth principle is Kuamba, meaning creativity. And again, if we check our history, look back thousands of years, we'll see the creativeness of the African. We started the first heartbeat, drum beat, and I wish I knew that the brother was bringing his drum. I have a special made djembe that I utilize at times myself. But we are creative. We've created many things, and that has already been noted, the pyramids, the Nile. We created great things in the world, both African males and females have been great creative and leaders in our community, society, in our nation, and in our race. The last principle, which is a great one for me, and I love it, the final principle, and that's translated, well, firstly, it's Imani, I-M-A-N-I, and it's translated to mean faith. Earlier, I was speaking to my sister about faith. I told her on many occasions, I know and understand my grandmother's Jesus, my mother's Jesus, my sister's Jesus, Dr. Tam's Jesus. I hold Jesus in high reverence and esteem. Islam holds Jesus in a high reverence and esteem. We have faith in many, many variation of faith and beliefs. Our forefathers were given various versions of faith, various versions of beliefs. When we study our history, we'll find that Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and many other religions originated on the African continent. We must have faith. Imani is the faith that we continue to express as we travel this hazardous road of life. Not going to be easy, but we can do it. And we have, from our history, seen that we have done it and are continuing to do it. We're like steps on a ladder. You start with the first step and you end up on the top step, regardless of how far that step is. So I'm asked to speak on the first principle, Umoja. And it's very important. And I would think and pray that that was the reason why Maulana Karango made it the first thing, unity. We need unity amongst our people. And I must definitely mention the unity that we existed as a people on election day. All the major cities have a swamp of our people in their areas. The major cities in this country, Detroit, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Dallas, our people came out in unity to express their displeasure for the last 4 years and what it has put upon our folks. Yes, the COVID-19 is there. Personally, I don't know how it got there. I think it was another one of those experiments in them laboratories, but I don't know. But it's here. We must deal with it. It has created many problems. Matter of fact, my wife, COVID-19, and I've been tested positive. So I stay away from people. I mask up when I'm out. We must have the faith that the Creator will see us through this. And through the unity of that faith, God will be there with us. Our unity is important to enhance our community, to enhance our families, to enhance the nation, and to enhance our race. This nation wouldn't be where it is today without the contribution of the Africans born in America and Africans throughout the diaspora. One of my greatest heroes is a man named Paul Roberson. Paul Roberson was a brilliant African, brilliant. Came out of Princeton, New Jersey. All-American, Rutgers University, 15 academic and scholarship letters. He united the minds of a lot of folks, and I'm proud to be one of them. At Penn State University, my cohorts and I in the Black Student Union developed an idea for a cultural center. Asked the president for a building, received one of the old raggedy buildings that they just came out and built a new anthropology building, and we rehabbed and fixed it up, and that was the meeting place for Black folks. We came up with the idea for a culture center, and we named it the Paul Roberson Culture Center. Today, it exists at Penn State University as a permanent structure. This was people from the 1968, I was a freshman at 26 years old, wife and family, to 1972. Those of us who were there fighting the student fight and insisting that we be represented more students, faculty, staff, because in the late 60s, there's approximately 300 to 400 Black students out of 20,000 at Penn State University. It has changed a great deal by the unity of a lot of individuals who were there as students, but disliked the treatment that we were receiving. Today, again, the Paul Roberson Culture Center exists at Penn State University in University Park, Pennsylvania, and it's a permanent structure. And we thank the Almighty Creator for giving us the guides and insight and so forth to be able to obtain that building as a permanent structure, not something temporary. It'll be there when I'm dead and gone. But the unity of our people created these things. I also sat unifiedly on the planning committee for the Million Man March. Almost 2 million men came to DC October 16th. I was there. I saw it. Unity brought that together. I sat on the planning committee and I was asked to coordinate South Jersey. October the 16th. As director of the local organizing committee for Camden, South Jersey, we took 44 busloads of men with us to Washington, D.C. Unity. We united, we fought, and we made it happen. Now, I could continue on and on and on and on about the unity that's necessary in our community. But history will show us from the unified situation that we dealt with that unity is very important. Right now, I'm looking for all the Africans born in America to contact the folks in Georgia, solicit their unification and bringing two Democratic senators to the floor of the House of Representatives and the Senate. That way, those who are in power at this particular time, as of January the 20th, 2021, will have the House and the Senate that they can deal with on an amicable basis. Of course, they won't change the judiciary at this particular point because it's going way right at this time. But again, with unity, we can change those things. And Umoja is important. Never forget it. It can never be forgotten because all we have to do is look at our history. We've united and achieved a great deal. Now, I have to stop being so verbose so I can talk all day. I'm going to concede at this particular point and give my good sister, Bernadine, the opportunity to have something to say. Thank you. And Paris Agione, which means good evening.
Thank you so much. No, we needed to hear that message. I'm going to pull Brother Greg in to maybe give his reflection on what unity means in Kwanzaa as we begin this first day of our celebration. Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay, good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much to add, but I guess I would say that that unity just means oneness, coming together. It's and beyond the politics of it too. It just humanity needs to come together to fix this. Right? The issues that we're all dealing with, we have to come together, right? And I feel like, we who are descendants of people from the mother continent where humanity began, we have a role in this, of bringing it all together.
I definitely agree, and I'm very grateful. Kwanzaa is also a wonderful time to be grateful. And we mentioned it backstage where, we talked about briefly, having that moment to reflect back, to look at how far we have come, from whence we have come, and how we have come and are still coming. And a big part of doing this project, this Lived Black Experience project, is we talk a lot about taking our place at the table. And that is what we're doing. But this evening, the Kwanzaa, this is our table where we are inviting and welcoming others and all to be seated with us. And so the message that we're bringing this evening, and we're going to come back every evening for the next 5 evenings with the prince, or the next 6 evenings with the principal. We are setting the example. This is what the table looks like as we cover these 7 principles. And this is how simple it is to just invite and welcome all people to come and join us. I'm so sorry. We had another guest, and she's backstage trying to get into the studio, but is having some technical difficulties. So we're going to invite her back during these next 6 days, one of these next 6 days, to come back because this individual has a long history of celebrating Kwanzaa, and has a long history that goes back to their parents knowing and communing with Brother El Haj Malik Shabazz, and so that energy, that history, is what Kwanzaa is all about, is what we are about as African peoples living here in America. And so, with that being said, we're going to light our very first candle for this evening. Umoja, unity. We're very grateful to be here this evening to share this celebration of greatness, not of sorrow, of many achievements and accomplishments, all done when we all think together as one, when we all come together as one. That is what unity is all about. Thank you for joining us this evening. Please come back tomorrow when we celebrate our second principle, and which is self-determination. And thank you, and we look forward to seeing you on tomorrow. Be blessed. Peace and blessings.